Dad, we are going to die. Dad, we are going to die. Those were the words that were spoken to me, yelled at me 6 years ago when my son and I were en route from our hotel to the United States Embassy in Luanda, Angola, on the west coast of Africa. Our taxi that we took from the hotel to the embassy went to an abandoned area, stopped. The driver got out of the car. My son yelled, "Dad, this isn't right. We need to run." And I got out of the car. We jumped out of the car. But as soon as we jumped out of the car, we were surrounded by 20 men with AK-47 assault rifles trained directly on us, yelling at us in Portuguese, pushing us up against their vehicles, ramming the barrels of those guns into our backs and at the base of our head. My son yelled, "Dad, we are going to die." We were then held hostage for 49 days in the African Republic of Angola. For day 48, another group of men brandishing massive firepower entered where we were staying, pushed in on our door and said, "Are you the Alacos?" And of course it was a rhetorical question. They said, "We are here to take you home." And our elite special forces, that to this day chokes me up. I have experience with two very different scenarios using guns and two very different outcomes. And one was horrific, one was terrifying. The other was the greatest sense of relief that anyone could experience. I am here today as a direct result of the events that transpired in Angola. I am here because I came back to a country that I believe has been, where the republic has been hijacked and corrupted by special interest groups on both sides of the aisle and extremism on both sides of the aisle. And I have come up with a platform that addresses this by creating a website called hearourvote.org, which enables every single registered voter in the 11th district to vote on every single bill directly to me as your congressman, and I will vow to vote the will of the people. And that is why I'm here today, because I know you want change, and I want change, and maybe we can meet somewhere in the middle. Thank you for having me.
Mr. Mayor, would you please introduce yourself?
Thank you. I'm Mitchell Cobert, and actually as a veteran, I applaud all of the veterans in this country, and thank God you're back safe. I've been a resident of Morristown for 34 years. My children actually went to this school. My children attended Morristown High School. I care about the students in this district. I care about the students in Morristown and throughout this state. When Parkland happened, I went to the New Jersey 11th for Change office of Congressman Frelinghuysen, and I saw a student there, one of the high school students, out in the middle of the street, talking about how he was now afraid to go into his school, how the same thing could happen to him. Just after he spoke, a teacher addressed the crowd, and that teacher was crying in the middle of the street. And that teacher said that she would have given her life for her students. She knew, and she told us, that she knew that every teacher would have given their lives for their students too. That cannot happen in this country. Every student has to feel as protected in their schools as they are at home. I also met all of the Parkland students in Livingston. I spoke to every single one of them, and I made a vow to them. And I said that if elected, I vow to make sure that federal law is changed so that every single assault weapon is made a crime. Anybody who has an assault weapon is committing a crime. There has to be a buyback program so that there are no assault weapons on the street. Thank you.